Greetings, everyone. How is all my wonderful people doing today? I hope you're doing awesome. I'm having a wonderful day today, and I hope you are too. I'm Lady Starfire, and I'm here to bring you some information on the different types of witches. If you're new, click the like. If you've been here for a while, click it for me, just to let people know that you like my content. Be sure to share it. Please, please share the videos. Somebody out there needs it. And leave me comments to let me know what you think, okay? And if there's something else I can provide for you in my videos, all right? If you have questions about this, video, leave me a comment. And same thing on the other ones. Go back to them. If there's a question, leave me a comment. I love comments, all right? And I will answer them. Okay, so today we're going to talk about what types of witches are out there, okay? Now, I've talked about this a little in other videos. There's a thing about labels. I'm not crazy about labels. The only time you hear me talk about the fact that I'm a 3rd degree high priestess is when it's important, okay? When I need to classify that, okay? Or that I'm clergy or whatever, okay? Of course, that's a title. We're in a label. But labels put people in boxes, okay? It's that, okay, I can only do this, which I find crap. I don't like being limited, all right? So that's why I call myself pagan. That's all. I am a pagan witch because I incorporate all kinds of things. So I can't really be classified as Wiccan. I'm not Alexandrian. I'm not Gardnerian, even though my path is partially Gardnerian. I'm not Gardnerian. I work with Loas and Orishas, and I incorporate all sorts of things, okay? So I don't fit in any box, and I hate the word eclectic, so I'll get to that one in a minute. But, so I'm just pagan. That's the only box I fit in is pagan, okay? Because my path is my path, and the type of witch I am can depend on the day, all right? So, depends on what I need to do right then to what type of witch I am. All right, so, once again, there is, eclectic witch means kind of like, they do different things, okay? They call on different things, and they use the word eclectic. The reason I have a problem with the word eclectic is because most eclectic covens I've ever known of, are groups of people that get together. There's a lot, and I'm sure there's some out there that work out real well, but most of the ones I ever came across did not work out well because after a time, this one goes, well, the way in my path that I do it, we do it like this, and I think we ought to do it this way, and this one does the same thing, and it goes around, next thing you know, they're all fighting, and nobody gets anything done because each one is of a different path, and they're trying to have an eclectic group. Eclectic witch a lot of times means you pull from different things. It's just one of those words that I don't like anymore. Got a bad taste in my mouth for it, just like the word psychic. All the fakes out there cause me to dislike the word, so I don't use it. But you can if you want. Your choice. All right, so I'm just going to I've got them written down so I don't miss any. So, and there's probably jillions of them out there because once again, before I start this list, I'm going to tell you again that there is many different paths and therefore many different witches as there are people because you make it your own, okay? It's real simple. So you can call yourself whatever kind of witch you want to, all right? But out of some of the names that are out there that people do use is, of course, Wiccan and other religions. So, you have Wiccan, you have Druid, you have Norse, different ones like that, okay? You have secular, you have pagan, me, all right? You have coven versus solitary witch. And once again, as I said in another video, even if you belong to a coven, a pagan church, this group, that group, whatever, you're still a solitaire, okay? Because your own personal practice is still yours, no matter what group you belong to, all right? You have self-taught versus hereditary. Self-taught means I went out and learned this stuff myself. Maybe I had a teacher, whatever, okay? Hereditary simply means that you grew up in a pagan household. Therefore, you learn things from the time you were born, okay? It doesn't necessarily mean that you automatically have all these gifts and all these things. It can happen. For me, your gifts come from your own personal past lives, not from your parents and grandparents and all that. Granted, a lot of times it happens that they have it too, but that's because you were born to them, because you had those lessons to learn in this life. Breathe, Sherry. Yes. Okay. So back to this. Now, we also have a green witch. We have a kitchen witch. We have a cottage witch or a hearth witch. Hedge witch, cosmic witch, lunar witch, elemental witch, urban witch, art witch, tech witch, crystal witch. Okay, so granted, you can just about put any kind of word in front of the word witch, and that you can be. Most of us that cook, if we incorporate magic in our cooking, which we all should, you can be a kitchen witch if you want to, on that day. Right now I'm cooking, I'm stirring love and good health and prosperity and all this into my soup pot. I'm using herbs and I'm blowing life into them. And these herbs do these things as well as make a good soup. So guess what? Today I'm a kitchen witch. Okay. There are people that are always a kitchen witch. All right. There are people that are always a hedge witch. People that are always Wiccan. That are always whatever. Okay. Feel free to go and look up the definitions of any and all of these if you like. I am not going to try to teach them all here. Okay. They simply do things a little different, the things that classify. Now, some people like to be classified. Some people don't. Okay. It's like doing sigils, and you bake a loaf of bread and you carve that sigil into the dough before you bake it. You've done kitchen witchery, okay, and sigil magic all at the same time, okay. So, once again, like I said, I just prefer pagan. Pagan is the umbrella term for non-Christian. All of the paths, the pagan paths, all fall under the term pagan, okay. Wicca is a branch under it. It's kind of like you have Christianity, you've got Baptist and Methodist and Catholic and whatever all the other ones are. So pagan is here, okay, and underneath it is all of the different things, okay. So hence the reason I just prefer pagan. It's a much broader term. It doesn't box me in. I don't like boxes. I don't like confined spaces, okay. So you're not going to stick me in this box and say I have to do it this way. That's the reason I quit using the word Wicca many, many, many years ago. I used it for a long time because that's what we were taught was the best word to use. That was, meant pagan and not satanic. Okay. Wicca kind of became an umbrella thing when it's really not. It's really a line down. So, I'm doing my best to teach people now that pagan starts up here, and once again, you just got to make it your own. But you need to do your own research on all these different types, on these different boxes, and see if you fit in any of them. And if that feels right to you and you like, being in this particular title, that's okay. And maybe that title, that label, that whatever changes over time. Maybe it changes from day to day or week to week, and that's okay. Okay. Today you're a green witch because you're out harvesting, herbs and branches and flowers and leaves and whatever else it is that you're needing. Okay. So you're doing the green witch type thing. That's okay too. All right. So, research these. Okay. And see what feels right to you. Don't let anybody go, well, you're doing this, you put magic into your cooking, so you are only a kitchen witch. No, because I can walk outside and do magic, or I can go in my altar room and do magic, or I can do magic sitting right here. I don't have to be in the kitchen. Okay? When I'm in the kitchen and I'm cooking, yeah, if you want to call me a kitchen witch, that's okay, because I put magic in my food. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Because I want anybody that eats my food to have love, prosperity, protection, good health, happiness. Okay? You want happiness within your home? Stir that in that pot. Okay? So just, so that when your family eats the food, they become happier and maybe things will be more peaceful and content. Now, at the same time, I'm not saying do spells as far as controlling things like putting stuff in to make this man or this woman or whatever love you and want to stay with you and blah, blah. I don't do that. Okay, that's a whole nother thing. Okay, that's not kitchen witchery. That's control magic, which is black magic, so don't do it. So anyway, the other is not. All right, and one thing about it, everybody that knows me knows I'm a witch. And if they come to my house and eat, now, because I've had people say, well, do you tell people you put that in it? No. If they ask me, I'll tell them. I'm going to assume on the front end that I'm a witch. I've been a witch for a long time, and I cook this food. What do you think? Now, that's not the same thing as doing something like what I was talking about that's not okay for this person. No, I mean, no one, you shouldn't do it. Of course, you're not going to tell them if you did, but you shouldn't be having anybody else come eat that food. That should be just for that person. If you're doing that, which don't do it. It's bad things happen. Okay. In choosing, okay, what type of witch that you feel drawn to or you feel like is right to you, you're going to know by researching. Okay. Goes back to my video I did for beginners, okay, newbies, neophytes, whatever, okay, is research. Everything takes research, so be sure to research the different types of witches while you're trying to figure out what you're going to do. And do you want a label, or do you just want to be a witch? Do you want to just be a pagan witch? It's okay. Maybe you don't want to use the word witch at all. That's okay too. You can just be pagan, because you can actually be pagan without considering yourself a witch and without doing witchcraft. Somebody that simply does not believe in the Christian aspect of God and all of that stuff, or Allah, or any of the other ones, okay, and wants to just be pagan, which means you respect the earth and you live off the earth and all that, and you're not working spells, okay, a spell falls under witchcraft, so you're not doing any of that, then you're just pagan, and it's okay, and you don't have to be a witch. I like the word witch. Some people don't, to me it's a fun word. I like it, and the word witch means wise one, okay? The people that know how to shift energy, that know how to heal with herbs and grow things and, use the energies of different things, for stuff, and stir in some of that love, in their food or whatever, okay? So, it's okay. It's up to you. Please just remember that it's your path. It's nobody else's, and nobody can tell you what kind of witch to be. Okay, so we're not Christian. We're not any kind of faith that everybody says, well, you have to go to this church and you have to believe this way and you have to do this and have to do that and have to do whatever. And you have to make casseroles and take it to every function. No, okay. Do you. You do you, okay? As long as you're following the golden rule of, and it harm none, do you. Make sure you're not harming yourself, you're not harming anybody else, that your intent is pure, and just be you. If you like a label, it's okay, but wear it proudly, okay? Know what it means, and follow it, and you got it, okay? It's fine. So just don't let other people shove you into a box, all right? Or shove a label on you that doesn't fit you. And it's okay to say no. And go, I don't think your way is healthy for me. So I'm going to go find this. Okay? And that's okay. It's perfectly okay. If you need somebody to give you permission, here I am. I'm giving you permission to say, I need to do what's right for me, not what you tell me to. Okay? So I hope this helps you to understand about some of these different types of witches. I know I didn't get into a lot of explanation on most of them. I'm sorry. Some of them just trying to drive me crazy. So I said, if there's a name there that you feel drawn to, go research it. See what it's about. If you like it and you want that one, that label seems to fit you and that way of life fits you, jump on it. And later on, if it changes, that's okay too. You can change. You can go, well, I kind of thought I was a green witch, but I tend to have a brown thumb, so I don't think I need to be a green witch. Maybe I want to go be what? An elemental witch. Okay. Okay. Or maybe you're like most people and you start off with Wicca and then you find that Wicca doesn't quite fit you. Maybe you're not quite love and light enough for Wicca or whatever. That's okay. Change. There's nothing wrong with it. And if anybody tells you there is anything wrong with it, the problem is theirs, not yours. Okay? So once I said, do you, okay? Always do you. And do what feels right to you. Because if you're trying to do something else, stuff isn't going to work right for you. It's kind of like I tell people, people come into my store and when they talk about, say, somebody feeling like they have a negative spirit there. And my old coven members, it used to drive them crazy because they would hear me tell this person, look in the direction it is, point and say, in the name of Jesus, be gone from here. And when they would leave, they would look at me and they would go, why did you tell them to do that? You don't believe in that. And it doesn't matter what I believe, it's what they believe. If I told them to say, in the name of the goddess, be gone, they're going to go home and they're going to go, in the name of the goddess, be gone. And whatever that is going to look at them and laugh, okay, because they don't feel it in here, okay? I know that person is Christian and Jesus or the word God is what means something to them. So that's what I tell them to use so that they pull from that belief, that conviction, okay? It's not the word so much as how they present it, okay? And the feeling they have behind that, all right? So same thing for you. If you're going through these motions and they don't feel right, don't do it because it's not right for you, okay? And it's not the same thing as being a little bit uncomfortable because you hadn't quite learned how to do things right yet. So you're trying to do this chant and you're having trouble remembering or something. That's a little different. But I'm just saying if it just don't feel right, it's kind of like, one of the things I teach people, I'll give you this one, then I'm going to go. Say you needed money, all right? I give you this green cat candle and tell you to rub it all over your body in front of a mirror saying, money, money, I want money. Most people, like you probably right now, are laughing your butt off, okay? They ain't going, I can't do that. I bet. No, most people can't because you're going to feel silly, okay? And while you're doing it, oh, God, I hope nobody can see me doing this. I feel silly, okay? How well you think that spell is going to work for you? It's not, okay? Now, if you're somebody that can do that, like I know some people that have, and it works great. But you can do the same thing, charging a green candle and lighting it and seeing money coming in the bank or getting it raised or whatever, okay? So, once again, you have to make sure that things feel right to you, okay? It doesn't have to feel right to your friends. You're what's important, all right? Hope this makes sense to you. Leave me some comments. Let me know what you think. What kind of witch are you? Okay, what kind of witch do you already follow, or do you think you want to follow, or are you trying to check out? Okay, Leave me in the comments. Tell me. You know, I love knowing what other people are doing. If there's something that wasn't even on this list, I'd love to know that too. Especially some of you that watch that are in other countries. You'll probably have some other things. So, hey, give me, you know, pop it down there for me. All right. So, clicked all the buttons already. I appreciate you. I love you much. And good luck figuring out what kind of witch you are. You know, but hey, make it all about you. That's what's important. Remember? Okay. So, till the next time, have a wonderful day, people. And just smile. It makes people wonder what you're up to. All right. Blessed be.